So here we are, it is the last day of 2020, it's New Year's Eve. A lot of fans around the world have been very impressed with what has happened with the Star Wars universe throughout the year of 2020. You know, earlier this year we got, of course, the Clone Wars Season 7, we got a teaser of the Bad Batch, we got the ultimate reveal of a large chunk of the new universe, as well as the Mandalorian Season 2. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the thing about Disney Star Wars is that yes, they are on the road to success here with, of course, the overall franchise, given that Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau, and of course George Lucas are all working together as a team to really deliver as much authentic material moving ahead. Now, given that all three of them are working together very closely, other creators are also coming on board, be it directors, writers, producers, executive producers even, to really help the franchise become more and more successful, just as much as the MCU, if anything. So, Jon Favreau is the guy. I mean, let's not forget that this is the man that started the Marvel Cinematic Universe back in 2008's Iron Man 1, alright? He also portrayed Happy Hogan, alright, in the Marvel movies. Let's also not forget that he is a passionate and real Star Wars fan who is now a creator of Star Wars, and was also even in the Daredevil movie with Ben Affleck. So he's been in a lot of stuff. He has been associated with a lot of franchises that he loves down to earth. And I think that when we look at everything related to Jon Favreau, is that he just wants to make things better with Star Wars. Now, given that the Mandalorian Season 2 finale is finished, Disney and Lucasfilm are focused on their new universe and more. It's described that recently creator Jon Favreau took part in an interview where he was able to unveil that Kathleen Kennedy at one point in time for The Mandalorian Season 1 had insisted and tried to get rid of Din Djarin as a character and to completely replace him with Boba Fett and, of course, have Din be the minor character in the series. Favreau goes on to reveal that also when he first revealed the concept of bringing back Luke, Kathleen Kennedy did not support bringing him back to the center of attention. Now, Favreau reveals that Kennedy saw Luke as a character that would ruin the Mandalorian story and was afraid it would crumble the show and dip the ratings, fearing that Luke would steal the excitement away from the other characters like Cara Dune, Bo-Katan, Boba Fett, and yes, even Din Djarin and others. Favreau goes on to ultimately unveil that Kathleen Kennedy also wanted to keep Luke's scene a ton shorter without the lightsaber action, feeling that it was too over the top. However, eventually an agreement was made to do just that to please the fans. Now, let's stop right here for 1 second before we move on. This to me is typical Kathleen Kennedy. Always trying to kind of bargain, right? Always trying to dial things down. Let's not forget that Darth Vader was supposed to have a far bigger role in Rogue One, a Star Wars story. I don't know if you guys knew this, but there were planned scenes to actually have Vader slaughtering rebels on the beach of Scarif. Actually having Darth Vader standing in the shallow water of Scarif, taking on the rebels. That would have been absolutely insane, and we had a scenario where Kathleen Kennedy completely got rid of that concept and instead wanted to only stick with something smaller. Now, by any means, I'm not saying that the Darth Vader sequence in Rogue One is awful. In fact, I think it's legendary. But when we go ahead and look at everything related to Kathleen Kennedy's record, is that, well, she always dials things down. Let's not forget, she always dials things down. Let's also look at The Last Jedi. We technically got a lightsaber duel in that movie, right? But what did we really get? We really got a lightsaber duel in which Luke and Kylo Ren, their sabers don't even clash. Technically, Luke is not even there. And also, Luke Skywalker dies just after. So, I always feel that with Kathleen Kennedy, it's always short change for the characters that we're looking forward to, right? Another great example, Palpatine, Rey, and Kylo. Did we get a real fight between the three? Absolutely not. Did we get a real fight between the three in the original cuts that were being done by George Lucas, J.J. Abrams, and Chris Terrio? The answer is yes. And Kathleen Kennedy, once again, you know, pretty much dialing things down. It's all about that. But I digress, guys. Now, Jon Favreau, alright? Really focusing on the character of Luke Skywalker. He does an amazing job by giving what the fans want to see on, you know, the Disney Plus platform. I am honestly very much excited to see what they have in store for Rangers, for Mando Season 3 and 4, the Book of Boba Fett, the Kenobi series, the Ahsoka series, guys. It really seems like that TV is the future for Star Wars, and yes, they are planning a series of movies. Both spin-off films and trilogies are currently in the works as we speak, more of which are going to be announced next year in 2021, right around the corner. But like I've said before, I think that obviously Disney right now is in a stage where they're witnessing exactly what the fans really wanted to always see, and exactly how that's all going to unravel in this new Star Wars universe, right? We have a lot of projects coming our way. Dave Filoni is already hard at work on the Ahsoka Tano series, and he's already working with Jon Favreau on Rangers of the New Republic, so they're very busy. You know, George, John, and Dave, and other creators on board, they are absolutely busy trying to do their absolute best with this franchise overall. Now, if I had to say one thing here as well, is that with the character of Luke Skywalker, for what we got, it was absolutely incredible. You know, we got a sequence in which 1 year later, practically, literally 1 year after the release of The Rise of Skywalker, we had a reformed Luke Skywalker. Jon Favreau gave us the best gift of all. In fact, I don't know if you guys read Mark Hamill's tweet, but there was an actual tweet that Mark Hamill actually had posted about Luke Skywalker, something around the lines of how it is the best gift of all, you know, to have Luke Skywalker return, stating, "Sometimes the greatest gifts are the most unexpected and something you never realized you wanted until it was given. Hashtag thank you John and Dave," with a pray symbol, like a little pray emoji. I gotta say, that speaks volumes, that tweet. It does. And there's a reason behind that. It shows Mark Hamill's true colors. It just shows that Mark Hamill wanted this all along, right? Regardless of Mark Hamill making the claims that he did about The Last Jedi and then retracting those statements, which, by the way, Disney most likely forced him to do that. Here, in this tweet, Mark Hamill obviously is showing the fans how much he appreciates the character of Luke, how much he appreciates John and Dave, and what they have done for the Star Wars fandom. Mark Hamill sees it, we see it, we see exactly how Star Wars is evolving before our very own eyes. And a lot of things are really coming into play here to really set things straight. So, obviously Mark Hamill, you know, wanted this from the very beginning. If you go back and look at those interviews that Mark Hamill took part in for either The Last Jedi or Episode 9, you could just see that this man was so down, that he was so depressed and very much uninterested in what he was involved in, and knew about the terrible negative wave that was about to crash into the Star Wars fandom. He knew it was coming. He was trying to give us a little heads up to kind of just escape and get out of there, but he was giving us little hints, so you guys can go ahead and look that up. The last thing I really want to say that's very important that I think a lot of fans need to know is that when we go ahead and check out Rian Johnson, alright? If you guys actually go ahead and check out Rian Johnson, you know, multiple times before in the past, he would always defend the version of Luke that he provided, stating that, you know, Luke actually being the way that he was in the John and Dave situation, you know, in The Mandalorian, Rian Johnson even said that he didn't want to do that type of Luke because it's too much like a superhero. But to me, you know, Luke is like a hero. Maybe not like a superhero like Superman or anything like that, but you guys get what I'm saying. You have to apply some of those incredible features to the character of Luke, at least for a little bit. At least for a little bit. And look at what we got in 2 minutes and how much it has changed the Star Wars fandom. Right? Isn't it incredible? Just 2 minutes of Luke action kind of flipped the franchise just like that because of how authentic it was. It wasn't like they just threw it in just to throw us a bone. This was actually genuine. It felt genuine. It felt real. And that's exactly why fans love that scene so much. So, yeah, guys, like I've said before in the past, you know, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon we hear them moans again.